Dallas history. Fans began lining up. Powerful backing of American Express. Second straight game. Total, it could be a high-scoring game tonight. 10 and a half.
Lots of buckets on the floor. No question about that on both teams.
Wings put together their best 40 minutes of the season in their last game. Started out quick, but they were aggressive defensively, and that is exactly what Tiffany Mitchell wants, or Kelsey Mitchell wants to do.
Yeah, she has to be able to do that.
This is going to be a good matchup with Beckers being guarded by Lexi. Oh, and she takes it strong with the left hand.
That's what Paige Beckers does better than anybody, the ability to recognize when she should take that shot and when she should take it to the rack.
And 2 for 2 from the outside, and that is Ari McDonald, the fifth-year pro out of Arizona. You know, Stephanie White, we were talking to Stephanie about it. She's a dog on defense.
Well, she does. She's small. She's tenacious. She really just gets into your airspace, and this is what happens. They get in transition and finish.
The easy two on the pass from Natasha Howard, former Dallas wing, after a couple of years hiatus. Great pass to Alyssa Smith. Charles can't finish.
Gotta finish that.
Oh, beautiful pass. McDonald counted in one.
And Ron, you asked if there was going to still be the pace effect with Caitlin on the bench.
You know, talking to Stephanie White before the games, because we got a lot of depth on this team, and we still believe in each other. Obviously, they're short-handed tonight. Only 9 players available. Dallas also only 9 players. Dejanay Carrington, again missing because of the ribs. They hope to have her back tomorrow at home against Washington. Alyssa Smith coming off her most physical game, and that is exactly what Indiana wants to do. And that's what makes Lex. I asked the Dallas coaches and Indiana coaches to give me a description of her, and they said, in wins, Indiana has averaged over 84. In losses, they've scored under 80. Dallas wants to hold them to 75.
Okay.
Here's Howard.
Right here, that's a beautiful move by Natasha. She's got great counter moves, but I can tell you right now, they are seeing that they're overplaying defensively, so they're sending people back door to take off the pressure.
From the outside, Alyssa Smith, no, fighting for the rebound. Over to Paige for 3. Smith, offensive rebound, bangs inside, can't get it. Lee Yu-Ru can't. Here comes Natasha Howard, 9-0 run for Indiana. Lexi Hull carries the 3. You gotta get out on her, ladies. She's shooting 51% from beyond the arc.
This is a run and gun team that loves to shoot the 3 in transition.
They're 2 generational players.
In transition, and if it's not in transition, it's in early offense, and they're not allowing the wings to set the pace.
One thing this Indiana defense has gotten a lot better than last year. That was the problem with this team. Points against are better. Rebounding is better. Here's Beckers. They had a switch with Flash. Natasha Howard pulls the trigger. Back of the iron. No.
It's one and done for Dallas. You got to get to the offensive boards right now. Tough.
Doesn't look, you know what, they're picking up their dribble. There's lack of movement.
Yep. They're shutting them down offensively. It's one and done. Nice.
And Indiana stays perfect. 7 for 7 from the field. They open. This is shades of that Washington game a couple of games ago for the Dallas Wings, where they were just crushed in the first quarter. Did come back with a big second. That game ended up going in overtime, only for Dallas to lose. Here's Enrique. They'd love to get her before she gets the ball. The pull-up. Again, Dallas still struggling. 1 of 7 shooting. Rebound pulled away by Lexi Hull.
Here's where you have to match up in transition. You got to find them. They can do so many things off the bounce.
Beckers finally comes up with a loose rock, and she is going to be hit hard.
I don't know if I've seen the Fever play defense this aggressive. Can't do anything.
Now Sophie Cunningham has checked into the lineup for Indiana. Checking in for Dallas, Maisha Hines-Allen, Isaiah James, and J.J. Quinterly. So a couple of rookies coming in for Dallas. Beckers, no. Lee Yu-Ru battles for the rebound. Wings will have it.
challenge. You got to settle into how the officials are allowing the game to be played, and to combat that physicality, you got to just be rugged.
Well, not only that, you have to set.
Ball. Inbounds play, and it's Paige Beckers. Indiana made all 7 of their field goals so far. Lee Yu-Ru on top, showed her passing ability in the last game versus Atlanta. Isaiah James, no. Howard the rebound.
Oh, you got to make those. What a great pass and cut.
Cunningham left wide open. No, Maisha Hines-Allen.
Lots of
first year with that.
Opportunities in transition for the Wings, because that half-court offense is too tough. You got to get it when you got some numbers in transition.
That was Indiana's first miss. Back out to Quinterly. Shot clock at 7. Lee Yu-Ru coming over from Seattle. Gets tied up. No foul was called, and here comes Natasha Howard.
You know, one of the things right now with the Wings is every shot they take is a contested shot. They're not getting any easy baskets except for the missed layup on the give and go.
That's going to be a travel. And, you know, as the 3 of us were talking to Stephanie White, she was talking about the character of the locker room. Yes, it has been an up and down year, but Stephanie has been through an awful lot in her life. She says it's made her a little more level-headed.
She's been one of the top coaches in the league forever. As a player, as someone who understands play. So I stayed around, and she came over. She apologized to me, and she goes, look, I was doing touch and goes. And I go, what do you mean? She goes, I'm in aeronautics. And she was flying airplanes.
Oh, geez.
Most people don't even know could fly airplanes. And it was amazing. She's so talented at so many things. You
Fly jets. I don't fly jets. No, I don't.
But you fly commercial a lot.
I do. No, it's a reference from Top Gun. You fly jets. Yeah, once you fly some aircraft.
It was only 4 of 13. Ellie had 12 points in the game, but she should be on the All-Star team this year. Inside, after 11 straight misses, Dallas finally gets back on the board, but the lead is still 14 for Indiana.
You got to get it how you get it. You got to hit the offensive boards. Dallas not getting anything easy in a one-on-one game. Get it how you get it.
That was miscommunication. And one thing Aaliyah Boston does so well is with assists. She's averaging over.
Spoken like a true point guard.
Hey, you know what? But I always blame the players for not catching my passes.
Exactly.
And Fran just called me out on national TV.
Here's Beckers from 17. Can't get it to go. Paige 1 of 6 shooting to open the game. The Wings are only 2 of 14. Howard lobs it inside Boston, and Maisha Hines-Allen got lost. Allowed for the easy 2.
And you talk about great passes. Watch this right here.
Stable. You have to keep your feet moving at all times so that you can deny, pin, get around so that she doesn't nail you to the basket when she gets asked for that lob.
And Sydney Colson is checking into the lineup for Indiana out of Texas A&M in her 11th season.
Look at
this.
this
A stabilizing force. Here is Arike.
Somebody needs to be catching that defense. That is great defense by Kelsey Mitchell.
Way off the mark. JJ to Arike. Arike trying to force it inside to Smith. Here comes Mitchell up ahead. Howard to the hole.
Yeah, this is like the Indianapolis Speedway right here, right?
Absolute great spacing.
It's beautiful, the pace of the game. And when you pass the ball, right? A dribble moves 1, a pass moves 5.
Inside, counted and 1.
You're going to sprint and separate yourself, and that's part of their game plan.
And my voice of reason in the locker room. Here's Colson, the wily veteran. Really a spark plug off the bench. JJ Quinterly, she gets away. Howard and the floater.
The patience of Sydney Colson on that possession. Got to pick and roll the next time.
Hines-Allen has it blocked by Timpson. And here are the latest results.
Kind of quiet, I'm great type of MVP play.
Yeah. Not a lot of fuss about it.
And a 3 by Mitchell.
Okay, this thing's got to see that defense and the multiple efforts.
Want to continue the...
to hit that send button.
They're talking in the groups about whether their players should get it or your players should get it. All of it's good. All of it's keeping the eyeballs up.
Mitchell working on the rookie James and takes her to school.
That was round right there for sure.
Crafty, the lead is 22. Hines Allen.
Nice.
She's getting some offense going. Hines Allen with 6. The starters for Dallas only 3. That's going to be off. I think they shattered it.
Well, they did shatter it, but you know, a lot of people came out for the star power. A lot of celebrities here.
And it's going to be a great
in this first quarter. I mean, I've never seen the Fever play defense like this in the first, 15, 16 games of the season. And I don't.
Fever defense is going to look like for this basketball team, whether they have Caitlin or they don't have Caitlin on the floor.
And specifically, it was very intentional. They didn't want a reach.
Look at, they're all up in the movement, the hands, the activity.
Nice.
James with the left hand. She rolls it over for her second field goal. And that's what people are just jamming Arike and Paige Beckers.
You know, you can run a pin down for her and see what happens if they lock and trail. She can turn the corner. If they shoot the gap, she can fade, but it's an easy read right now.
Howard misses, final shot, will it count? No, it won't. What a first quarter, though, for the Indiana Fever. They shoot 81%.
10 fast break points by the Fever, 0 for the Wings. I would like to see what the adjustments are going to be against this defense.
Sometimes the best offense is away from the basketball. The Fever's double teaming, triple teaming Arike. So sometimes you got to have an action away from someone coming to the basket. Nice shot.
Well, you can drive, draw, kick. That time is able to make that shot. I still think that if you want to get Arike some shots, you can make her the screener because the screener is almost always open. And just give them.
What were they talking about?
Coach Stephanie was just talking about, hey, be ready for the re-screens. You guys make sure that we're ready. We're building quarters, making sure that we do not get lax because basketball, working on that offside, making sure we reverse the ball and making sure we set good screens.
Well, I love what McDonald says. She says, we came out playing desperate basketball. And that's exactly how the Fever came out. They came out like they had something to prove defensively.
Fourth year out of Stanford. They call her 3-and-D player.
That's a play called touch right here where you pass it. There's very little dribbling, and it moves the defense not only on the strong side, but also on the weak side.
Cunningham tried to go backdoor, but Arike was there. Aisha Hines Allen battling the rookie, and a foul's going to be called.
Tough to do anything with an offensive player that you allow to come into the
round pick. 2025 with the 19th overall. They like her, the potential she has. She has a 6'10" wingspan. Lee Uru back into the lineup. Aisha Hines Allen's going to go out.
Battles.
100 degrees, and it was a battle.
Yes.
And you're talking about an All-American and a champion. And Fran Harris, those of you who don't know, Fran Harris is one of the best players who's played this game for women's basketball. A great pioneer, and she's almost as old as I am. I love that statistical number.
Page tried to get around, but Timpson will commit the foul. They get contributions from a lot of people. They really don't know where it's going to come from at times.
I like that.
Smith inside. She's got her first two.
The face-up game. Make the post players play some defense. Take her to the hole.
Last 5 games, Delissa Smith has shot the ball better. Here is McDonald, got the start tonight at point guard in place of Caitlin Clark.
That's so smart. She held her off on the post, literally boxed Arike out so that she could not get around her, and then made her foul her.
Well, the help in front of you. I believe you have to stay connected to the screener.
Yep.
You try to get the ball picked up.
Fight through that. You don't just let her put her butt into you and then you just stand behind her. You've got to fight to get around that.
Correct.
Big screen by Lee Uru. That's what they brought her in for. James, the 3, the knuckleball, no.
Good hustle.
Smith, and they throw it away. Nope, left.
It's help the helper, and it's beautiful defense.
Smith working on Boston. Has to kick it out. Enrique for three. Boston pulls away the board.
Yeah.
That is her first rebound of the ball game. Had that big game against Seattle with 31 points and 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Lee Yu-Rue. WNBA.com or visit the WNBA.
You know, after practice today, I had a chance to talk to Enrique, and I asked her, what is this, which is great perspective of such a young player, only 7 years in.
In your first couple of years at the College Park Center, we called them curtain games because they put up curtains to hide the empty seats. No curtains here tonight.
Pass.
Lee Yu-Rue can't finish.
As a big, you gotta lean in. You can't be falling away.
McDonald has been outstanding.
What a
Her
pickup.
style fits for it.
What a pickup.
Only her second game in this stint with the Fever. Count the basket and a foul.
How did Old Dominion, she's the pride of Princess Anne High School in Norfolk, Virginia. This is very personal to me. He stayed. I'm still bothered.
You're still bothered by it. I
Had a
can
little
tell.
tip there, huh? Here's
Unbelievable.
Boston. Lee Yu-Rue puts up a hand to no avail in Boston. She's in double figures with 11.
Let's talk about how much Aaliyah Boston has improved. Just last year. Face-up game, midi, taking the ball to the hole, not squirting the ball up there. She's truly improved.
Paige hangs in the air, gets the basket, draws the foul.
Look at this great play by Paige Beckers. This is what Fran Harris used to do.
She said, I just want to be a good teammate and I want to win basketball games.
But that changed, Ron, because she told us the other day she wants to be the greatest player. That's an expectation, Paige.
Okay, so that's a GOAT statement, right?
Definitely.
I love it. I love that today's players want more and are willing to give more.
Boston banging with Lee Yu-Rue
Good defense.
at a very young age to people. Here's Lee out front. Enrique trying to get rid of Cunningham. Cunningham just hanging on her. Lee inside, left hand. Offensive rebound and gets the finish.
Stick with it, big girl.
That's a great play by Yu-Rue.
How about the footwork?
That's one of the things they wanted her to work on because she really isn't good in congestion. Last game she was. Nice backdoor cut inside. Howard throws the layup. Nice job, Beckers tipping it over to Charles.
Nancy's not passing the ball to Charles again. Not passing the ball to Natasha anymore for blowing that layup.
Charles, no. Howard the rebound.
Right at Tosh.
You're going over there and telling her you're not getting the next one.
Howard 6 points, 7 boards.
We got stout players in our day. Actually.
Exactly. That's how I know what I'm talking about. You're not getting the next pass.
Incredible. It was a dream come true. It's a moment you dream about your whole life. So, it's such a surreal feeling for me, but I'm just, I'm really excited.
I love that. So, as you're coming to a WNBA game, I know you've watched the WNBA. Whose game do you admire most in the WNBA?
There's a lot.
15 of 18, and one of the keys for Dallas, hold Indiana under 75. No 20-point quarters. They already have one 20-point quarter by Indiana. That'll be a defensive 3 seconds.
Well, defensive 3 seconds, but they're icing it. They're bluing it, blacking it. Everybody has their own name for it. And they're keeping the ball on one side of the floor, so you can't. Very fortunate to get the foul shot.
Called that on Natasha Howard and Enrique at the line. Big. Dallas a better second quarter, but really not able to cut into a lead that much. Beckers pull up. She's the queen of mid-range shots. Didn't get that to fall. Mitchell quickly up. James picks her up. Rifle in the pass. Mitchell was looking for Lexi Hull.
That was actually a nice pass. I mean, C.D. Lamb would have had it, okay?
He's in the crowd tonight.
He's here at
half, only 6 points. They wanted to get her going early. That was one of the keys. Get the ball in her hand. James, no. Rebound, Howard.
Well, they run that horn set, and when you go off the shoulder, then Ryu goes over and sets a screen, but these are all contested shots, and those are all uncontested shots.
Boston now with 13 and a couple of rebounds. Howard, heck of a game so far. From the outside, Lee Yu-Rue buries the three. That is her fourth this season.
Out like that, the next time down, she might have the opportunity to go down low, to take her to the hole. If she gets some respect on that three-point shot.
Mitchell tries to answer, and she does.
She's amazing. She's been in this league. I don't think that the respect she deserves on her name or her game. She is a wonderful player and a great teammate and a star.
Becker to the hole. Count the basket, and the foul's going to be called.
There you go. Open up the floor. When in doubt.